All right, it's time for a mental health wellness check. As we promised last week's podcast, Matt, considering that the wife is in London and
Yeah.
you are on daddy duty, and add to the other element that we lost our first double best bet in podcast history. So, Matt, where are you at?
Gambling wise, college great, NFL miserable. So, hold on, wait a second. This is where I'm at, Duck. I'm not even using the microphone. Did you see that? Just an absolute idiot. That's where I'm at mentally.
Okay.
What I was saying, if for those who probably sounded like I was on Pluto, gambling wise, not great. College, very great. I'm on an absolute heater in college. And NFL, the regression of the last couple of years is hitting me pretty damn hard, straight in the face.
Mm.
Um, 2-3 in the show last week, but again, 2-0 on the games I didn't give out. It's a frustrating thing right now that's happening to me. Frustrating.
Well,
So,
no, I'm more angling towards the children aspect.
oh, children, yeah, kids are good. Wife's in London. We're surviving, we're
Till
thriving
Friday?
till Friday. Yep, left Sunday 4 a.m.
Okay. So you've
So,
got your hands full
have
and you
my
work.
hands full. Have my hands full. Monday night was fun. Um, Nate started. He wouldn't go down for his bedtime, and I'm in the room with him for like an hour and a half. Finally, he goes down at like 9 o'clock, and all I wanted to do was watch the Packers Eagles game. At that point, it was a day.
Given this much.
I watched. I was watching on my phone as I'm trying to put him down, and he just wouldn't go down. He just fight me, fight me, fight me. Finally, he goes down for 45 minutes, and I'm like, "The hell with this! I'm bringing him into my bed. I'll watch the game in my room, and he'll sleep there." But I was like, as soon as I got him, I'm like, "He feels warm.
Oh
This
no.
isn't good."
Oh no.
So yeah, a little temp, and that was great because I'm like, here we go.
How big of a temp?
It wasn't too bad. It was like 101 was as high as it got, but that's what it was
Okay.
when I grabbed him, and I'm like, it was enough.
Sure.
Um, it was enough that like throughout the night, I'm like, here we go. What do I got to do? I got to take his temp 47 times. Do I give him anything? I never gave him anything, and he ended up just
Fighting it
kind of
out.
chilling. He was mostly in the 99s, and then yesterday, and then today he was fine. So, um,
Yeah, with a kid that young, like 101 is notable and definitely something to keep an eye on, but like it's not what a 101 means to you and I, right?
yeah.
It's just if it's higher on kids, like it's not the end of the world. Unless it's like, stupid territory. But 101 is like, okay, let them fight it on their own a little bit.
Yeah, and I listen. This is coming from a year ago where I didn't even know a temp could get this higher. Back in January, his
Yeah.
temp he had the flu. It was at 106.9, and the
Uh,
hospital told us that's as high as we've ever seen. I'm like, that's comforting.
New record.
Yeah, new record, cool, Guinness World Record. That's what
You
you
got a
want.
plaque. Yeah.
So 101 doesn't really worry me all that much. I start to get into like the 102s is like, all right, we're giving you something.
Yep.
We're giving, or if you're just struggling, like if the kid's struggling at 101, I'll give him something. That's
So
me.
you're definitely looking forward to this weekend.
Yep. Can't wait till she's back. That will be nice. You know, um, it's been a fun week though. We've had a lot of fun. I will say it's
A lot
thank
of
God I
gambling.
had them on Sunday because they kept me grounded. We did picks. My daughter wanted to do picks on Sunday, so we
Oh,
picked
good.
games who was going to win. My son, Miami. All right, kid.
Wow.
Miami.
Look at that.
You know,
He picked the
stay
most
hot.
notable game on the
He
entire
actually won more games than anyone. Me and him tied for the most wins.
Well,
Which was he's
get
two.
him on the pod because
Yeah,
we
he's two.
can help.
Yeah. We didn't do ATS though. I will say that. We did not go ATS. I didn't get when I was trying to cheer for certain teams and Avery's like, "Why are you rooting for this team, not that team? You
Yeah.
usually don't like Seattle, those things." I'm like, "Listen, they just got to win by 7. Don't worry about it."
Hmm.
You know. But it's been good. It's actually been a better week than I thought for the most part. So, I can't say they've been any issue. It's been a fun week. They've doing things that mom won't allow. That's how we do it.
Oh, there you go.
That's how we do it.
Plugging high noons.
Yeah. Ripping zins. Threes for the kids, 6 for the adults. Thank you.
This is called a lip pillow.
Yeah. This will make you sleep at night, Nathan. That's
Love it.
actually what he took when he had a fever. So
No, there you go.
kidding for those out there that are
Yeah,
don't
thank you for
understand my
saying
sarcasm. Kidding.
that a nicotine lip pillow is you're kidding with that, giving your 2-year-old that.
But listen, you never know. There's a lot of
Is
people who listen.
yeah,
Don't want to.
it's
It could be all
obvious.
we need is one person. Then I'm in jail.
That's true. That's true. Got a wild story for you off air, by the way.
While off air story, huh?
Yeah.
Can't tell it on. All right, that's
Nah,
got to be
nah,
good then. That's got to be good because we
nah.
share a
Yeah,
lot on here.
yeah. I can't do that. Can't do that. Just remind me after.
All right, like that.
All right. So one other thing we got to touch on. Well, why don't you just do a quick recap of our yet
Yeah,
another 2 and 3 week
for
and our
both of us.
first
Yeah,
double best bet loss, or first double best bet on the podcast that was a loss, and then we'll circle back on your rankings. But
yeah.
do the week 10 stuff first.
All right. So week 10, 2 and 3 for each of us. As you mentioned, Tampa was our best bet. Didn't get it done. The bad Baker game came and went. I will say this, Tuck. When Drake May threw that awful interception in the fourth quarter and that down in the red zone, I thought we were good. I thought we've seen Baker do it all year. He's going to come back. He's going to win this game. And
Second half Baker. Yep.
yep, and it didn't happen. Didn't happen. And you know what pissed me off the most about this game, Tuck? I've been screaming on this podcast for the Pats to use Trevion Henderson, and then they decide to do it Sunday when we're against them in a double best bet situation,
Well,
and it
they
paid
didn't have
off.
it. They didn't have the choice, but it worked out to their benefit because we all know that Stevenson wasn't in the game, and then Terrell Jennings left the game as well.
Yeah,
So they
exactly.
had a choice, and it worked to their benefit.
As they should be doing.
Yeah.
The more they mix him in, the higher I'll put them in my power rankings. But Stevenson, I think, is going to come back, and we'll see. And well, I don't
Not
trust
this
that.
week.
I think
Not
they
this
should.
week.
They got to feed Henderson. Yeah, I know, not this week. No need to bring anybody back this week. But anyways, Bucks were a loser. Kudos to the Pats winning that game. Fun game to watch, to be honest. So yeah, it was one of the few that was fun on Sunday. For you, Atlanta, you started the morning off with a nice win, +6.5. Took them to OT. I I was convinced the Colts were going to win that game by 7 in overtime. I was just convinced. Once they went to OT and the Falcons were up the whole second half,
Well,
and the new rule is that both teams get the ball now,
that's
regardless
the
of
big role. Okay.
touchdown. And I'm
Yeah.
like, the Colts are going to win this friggin' toss. And they did. And I don't know what happened because they cut to commercial and then they said they came back and they were like, while we were away, we did a retoss. I don't know why they retossed it. I don't know if they let the wrong team call heads or tails, but the
Yeah,
Colts won the toss.
it was the latter. They let the wrong team call it.
Good.
And it was the confusion because it was in Germany or whatever.
Yeah. So whatever that was, dude, I was like, come on. And then all of a sudden they come back and Atlanta's getting the ball. I'm like, we won. We covered. We knew right then. So that was good news. So good hit there. Ravens -4.5. Winner took care of business in Minnesota. Jags Houston under 38.5. What that game was bananas. That was Davis Mills
Did
coming
say
back.
that game was drunk.
Yeah, that's they would say.
Yeah, that was way off. Way
Yeah,
fucking
but
off.
Jags just exploded offensively early. Well, it wasn't even that. It's the special teams, the turnovers. Like
Yeah,
they
two
was getting
special teams.
short fields. It
Right?
wasn't like Houston's defense didn't shut them down because they did.
Yeah.
That was that score was a little. Look at the box score; it's a little different, but didn't come through. And then the Packers Monday night. You should just stop betting primetime games. I think Tuck. I think that's primetime.
You know
Tuck's
what?
got to be
I had the
gotta be.
same thought because it's not going well.
You could be 0-8 on primetime.
I might be, and I'm going right back to the well this week.
I will say the Packers closing money line. I was like, up, got it, can get them now money line, but I didn't pull the trigger. I still didn't. I don't know why. Actually, I know why. My kid wasn't going to bed, and I was gonna bet it right before kick because I'm like, gonna get my best number before kick. And Nate not sleeping and having a fever actually worked out for me as a gambler because I
There you
didn't
go.
bet it. So 2 and 3 for you. We already talked Tampa was double best bet. That was a loser for me. Chicago, very lucky to win that game with Jackson Dart getting hurt. Russell Wilson coming in. As soon as that happened, I knew he had life. And they pulled it out by 4. So thank you, Chicago, and numbers matter. Carolina -5.5. Never betting them as favorite again. That was idiotic. That was a bad bet. That was just a bad bet. Stupid. I know better than that. Regretted that late in the week before they even kicked, to be honest. Seattle -6.5. Just blew doors from the start against
Pretty
Arizona.
competitive.
Insane. Dexter Lawrence having 2 touchdowns for the end of the first quarter. And then I had the Niners plus 4.5, and they had a couple key turnovers early, and that was the end. Matt Stafford's playing out of his mind right now, so
Yep.
that didn't happen, didn't come close.
Um,
So 2 and 3 for me, and that is where we are at on the recap.
okay, so before we get to your rankings, I actually had this thought because I also wanted to bring this up and thank you for saying MVP. But on Saturday, I was looking at the MVP odds, and Jonathan Taylor was plus 3,500 for MVP, and he was like eighth on the list, which is
Mhm.
ridiculous before
Yep.
Sunday's game. Sunday's game happened, and then he jumped to plus 650. Major swing, and I think he was what, third or fourth on the MVP list. Um, the odds-on favorite now is Drake May, and then Stafford, and then Mahomes, and then I think it was Jonathan Taylor. So I think that now there's actually some pretty good value on Jonathan Taylor to get MVP. Because what's the one criticism on the MVP award that we've heard last year, Christian McCaffrey year, with last year with Saquon, and it's really escalated this year with Jonathan Taylor, is, oh, it's a quarterback award. It's a quarterback award. It's become that. It's stupid. It's pointless. I think the criticism is so loud that there's a real chance that the bitchers will be heard, and then Jonathan Taylor will be your MVP. Plus 650, not a bad play. That's my thought. I think this could be the year where if he continues this stupid, insane pace, they'll have no, they won't have a choice but to give it to him.
He has been the best player in football. It's so stupid that he's not a runaway MVP
Yeah.
right now. Like so stupid. Like it is night and day. He is so far better than any of these candidates. Sorry, he just is. Like he has been such a difference maker, and he does it week in and week out. And the one game, what he didn't, they lost to the Steelers. So like, what does that tell you? Like they gave him the ball 11 times. That was a good idea.
Yeah.
Um, at the end of the day, I think I've been, you know me, I've been on this podcast yelling about he should be this for weeks. Stafford's on an absolute heater, May's on a heater. Like they are, I mean, those three should be the ones we're talking about at this point. But I think there's like a record right now of, I think there's 6 guys that are 10 to 1 or less, which is like, doesn't happen at
Mhm.
week 11. So it's wide open. Could be a fun race. I hope you're right. I hope they do let Jonathan Taylor, like if he keeps this up. I mean,
I
I don't know how you don't give it to the guy.
does
I
my
really
reasoning
don't.
does my reasoning like make sense though? Like the
Yeah.
criticism is so loud that he might just win it.
Yeah, I just don't trust it. He's also been the best player in football. That's the other thing. Like I really don't even think it's close.
No,
Week
it's
in,
not.
week out, he's insane what he's doing.
So
Like Indy won that game last week because of Jonathan Taylor, bar none. Like he
yeah.
was awesome.
And by the way, Josh Allen was the favorite before last Sunday, and I don't know where he is now, but he was the odds-on favorite, and he's gone from that. I think he's out of the top five now with that loss last week. Maybe he's number five.
I
I
don't
don't
think
have it in
he's
front of
having
me.
an MVP type year. Sorry, I had a lot to do with that team.
Well, last week killed him. Last week absolutely killed him. All right, let's get to your rankings here. You're gonna have to help me through this.
Mm-hmm.
Your number one team is still the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Explain.
They're
Because
the best.
what I have is LA Rams number one, and I would probably put the Eagles at two, and I would probably put the Chiefs around three, four, five, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, these are my rankings for the rest of the year in gambling. Like, and I adjust them as I go. But I still think Kansas City's got the most talent. I think they're the best team now that they're fully healthy. This is the time. This is their time of year where they turn it on, and this is the you're gonna see. I mean, Vegas seems to like them more than I do, based off this week. So we'll see. I just think they're the most complete team when all's said and done. When the money matters, you got to rank these teams like based off from a gambling perspective. This isn't like your ESPN power rankings, like that mean absolutely nothing.
So
Like,
it's
oh,
your
show me the
spread.
top 10 or like who's the hottest team in the league. These are for
Right.
gambling purposes. And what I'll tell you is, as a gambler, your rankings are going to look a lot different than what you're going to see on ESPN and all these TV shows. Just bring up power rankings that mean absolutely nothing just to talk about things. Like, yeah, sure. Like in that case, then Kansas City is nowhere near the top team on those
Okay.
like
That makes
talking
more
head
sense.
things. But from a gambling perspective, it's just like college football. Like I've been cleaning up in college football because you have all these teams that are ranked 3, 4, 5. I don't even have them in my top 20. It's just from a gambling perspective, it's different. It's
All right.
completely different.
So, do you care if I give out the spreads or no? Do you want me to just keep with the teams, or like I don't want to give away your like secret,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you're
like your
asking.
number. Like I don't want like Kansas City. You have 7.
Yeah, meaning they're 7 points better than average team.
Okay, so
That's
I
how I
can
do
give
it.
that out.
Yeah.
Okay. Kansas City 7, Rams 6.5, Philly 6, Seattle 6, Detroit 5, Buffalo 4.5, Green Bay 4.5, Baltimore 4.5, Denver 3.5, Indianapolis 3.5, Chargers 3, New England 3. I'll go to 0. Tampa Bay 2, San Francisco 1.5, Minnesota 1, Chicago 0.
Mhm.
So my question to you, and I think the question on a lot of people's minds, seeing that it's a New England based podcast,
Mhm.
um, how do you explain having Denver, Indianapolis, Green Bay, Buffalo, Baltimore above the 8-2 Patriots, spread wise?
Easily, I wouldn't make them a favorite against anybody of those teams on a neutral field. I just wouldn't, personally. Mine,
Okay, so
that's all I mean.
the Packers,
Wouldn't do it.
really? Oh,
They've come.
I think they would
I've had them come
manhandle
down a
the
bit too.
Packers.
Like I don't think so. I think here's the thing with the Patriots. They are very hot right now, and they're playing as well as anyone on the field, point blank. Um, Maybe I'm still cautious. I just like I look at every team that they've played besides Buffalo is below that, and they've blown doors. Like they've blown doors.
I
Like
just
that's all it is.
Listen,
Um,
I picked against them last week,
yeah.
and I thought that last week truly was like Tampa Bay's spot, even despite their injuries. Coming off a bye, they're at home. Patriots have been red hot,
Mhm.
and I thought it was a great spot for the Bucks, and that's why I backed them. I thought that it was going to be a wake up call for this team, and they just continue to win, and the quarterback continues to look like a true MVP candidate, who's now your odds on favorite right now. So for me, this is me. I'm not the gambler again.
Mhm.
I would have the Patriots right tied with Buffalo and Green Bay at 4.5. I think that
Yeah.
um, the only minor advantage that Buffalo has is the quarterback, obviously with Josh Allen, but the overall team, like we they beat them earlier this year, so I think there's an advantage there. But I would put them at 4.5 with Buffalo. And Green Bay, I would have lower. Um, Denver, I would have lower. Indianapolis, maybe right around there too.
Mhm.
That's all. That's just me.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, I think every gambler you talk to is going to be a little bit different in what they have and how they look at these things. And the other thing I'll say too, Tuck, is like no one's. Whoa, shit.
What's what? Well,
Can you hear? You can hear
I
me
got you.
still.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good. I don't know why
got you. Keep going.
I can't see my sheet, so I don't know what just happened. My
Just
Google Docs is down. This is good.
I got it right here. What would you want to see?
No, I don't know if it's just Google.
I'm looking at it right now.
Hold on.
I got it up. Yeah.
I can't get on any Google Doc right now. That's interesting.
Maybe just refresh.
I did.
5.
Quit. I'm gonna quit Chrome real quick. Come back.
Uh,
All right, hold on. Oh, what I was gonna say, anyways, just like to the conversation. I think anybody you talk to is going to have a little bit different. I personally, right now, for moving forward, I've also moved the Pats up as more than any team in the league. Right, like I mean, I had them in like a
Bottom
negative
five to
5 to
start,
start the
but I
year.
wouldn't blame you. Yeah.
um, I thought they were a year away. I still question down the stretch. Like they have the easiest schedule remaining. I think they have a real track to be the 1 seed. I think that's great for them, like to do it. What a story that would be. Um, Personally though, like I want to see it from. Yes, Tampa was a great win. I didn't think they'd get there. Clearly, I made Tampa a 4-point favorite. Now I've bumped the Pats up after that win to the point where I'd make them a point favorite on a neutral. I just think you play that game 7 out of 10 times. Also, like the rankings that you see here
Yep.
that I have on the tracker are more so for um healthy when healthy. And I think looking at Tampa just to compare, I think I realized last week like how much Bucky Irving means to them and that team. Like he is so
Yeah.
important to
I think
them.
we underrated that. Yep.
Yeah, totally. And that's the stuff you learn, right, from week to week. Those are the things that like as you go, like those are the things that I start to think about like okay, well,
Yeah.
what who is it? What do I want? Who exactly should be who exactly should be favored on a week to week basis? It changes. Injuries matter. I just think like once the Pat, I think the one thing I worry about the Pats come January because they're going to be a playoff team, obviously, is like that schedule is nice when you're in the regular season stacking wins. Can you go back to back weeks and beat these teams that are going to throw a much harder challenge at you? That's all, and it's when you're fully healthy, of course. Like that's the numbers that you're seeing
I,
on screen. Now, no one's
I
fully healthy, but you get the point.
I just think that they won that argument last week in Tampa Bay with the schedule, the easy schedule criticism against them. Like they put that to bed. I think they did last week. Like you
Yeah,
go on the road in Buffalo, you win on primetime television. Like, okay, maybe that's fluky. I get it. But now you go into Tampa, you beat Baker coming off a bye. That's a good win. And
no, definitely a good
schedule
win.
stuff,
No one,
the schedule stuff needs to be thrown out with this team now. Like I'm bought in. Like I think they're a true Super Bowl contender now.
I'm just not there yet. But I think they're a solid playoff team, and they're going to give any team a fit. There's no question about that. I mean, I'm basically telling you with these rankings that I make Kansas City a 4-point favorite over the Pats on a neutral field. I think that's respect, personally. I don't think that's
I
disrespectful
yeah,
at all.
I would have that. I think that Kansas. I know we got to move to week 11, but I will say, looking at the national power rankings, Kansas City's way too low, and it's very short term memory for these people. Like the last we saw Kansas City with, is they lost in Buffalo, then they go on a bye, and for them to drop out of the top 10 in some of the power rankings is crazy to me because I think that offense is gonna be crazy going into December here. Um, I mean, just look at the weapons they have. And I know they're getting Pacheco back now, and he hasn't been the same guy, but that offense is really going to be clicking. So I would still have Kansas City in the top five. I'm with you there. Um, One last question I have,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll move on, I promise.
No, go.
Did you downgrade Denver when they lost Sertain?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I would still have New England over Denver right now. That's all. And it's only half a point. But I think the Sertain injury is so devastating that you can't just not weigh that against them.
No, half point.
Okay.
It's not like power rankings with gambling are so different. Like most guys don't qualify for point. Quarterbacks matter to it.
Mm-hmm.
But like you lose a receiver, a running back, it's the
Mm-hmm.
NFL, man. You can't adjust gambling rankings like that. You just can't. Sertain's
Quarterback
worth
though?
half a point. He's worth half a point to the spread to me.
Yeah.
Granted, in the 2 games they've played without him, they haven't missed him one bit. So,
All right.
what I'll say is don't refresh your Google Docs because I can't get back on them. Even my notes that I have on Google Doc,
Okay, I
gone.
had it right
They're,
here.
they're all old, my old notes. So we're just gonna free will this, guys. But
You can't get on at all? You try your phone?
Even on my phone, it's pulling up my old stuff. I can't see any of our picks for this week. I see only last
Okay,
week's. Like I
well,
don't
I
have anything
will.
that's updated. So don't. Can you
I
just do me a
will.
favor? Take a screenshot for me and send it to me, just so I know where we're going.
All right. Of my penis?
Yeah, please add that in there. Add
Add
that
that
in,
there.
please.
See,
That'd be
please
nice. I'd
get that.
appreciate that.
How do I spin this fucker around? Okay, there we go. And
Shoot me,
we're gonna
just
do this.
so I can have my
The
order.
fucking send thing.
Good news is I know why I bet these games, but may have a few less stats for you. That's all. I don't know what
Well,
the
you're
fuck's
gonna
going
have
on.
to help me too because the past 2 days in this building, Matt, I cannot get a cell signal to save my fucking life. So if you recall, if you're a loyal listener to the pod, you'll know that my work still rejects going on sports books for some fucking reason,
Oh, that's
even though
cool.
it's legal here. So if I shut off my Wi-Fi to go up to pull up a FanDuel or a DraftKings, I can't do that, Matt. So I can't see the live lines, and you're gonna have to help me out. There might be a couple of vibe likes here, just from my point of view, just because I don't have the live lines in front of me. So you're gonna have to help me, and I'll help you, and we'll help each
We're
other.
gonna help each other.
All
I,
right.
I can pull that up, and I'm on Twitter, and Twitter's saying that it is affecting users. Google Docs fucked up, so it's
Google
good.
fucked up. All right. Well,
Good.
maybe we'll be back on soon, but it's live for me. I'm not hidden.
Don't touch a goddamn thing.
Okay.
Don't touch it.
All right. Let's go to week 11, shall we?
Nice.
We've been rambling a little too much here, and I apologize for that. But hey, it was good stuff.
I love a good ramble. Can I say one thing? It's week 11. This is the best NFL card, like gamed. This is a loaded slate
There's a
of good
lot I like.
games, and it's my favorite card of the year. Like bar none. I've bet like 9 games or 10 games
Nine.
already.
All right.
I have not gotten there, and I've not been good. So like, this is absolutely my favorite card.
Okay, cool. All right. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube, please. And give us a 5-star review in Spotify, Apple. Leave a comment if you could. Helps us out. Appreciate it. All right, let's get into it, Matt. We'll go to the likes, the rest, and then the best. Let's start with the likes. First like for me, and you're gonna have to help me out again.
Okay, gotcha.
I have Packers -7 in New York. What's the
Pack.
latest line
You
there?
like the pack? 7. Seven's still good.
Okay. Jameis Winston announced most likely the starting quarterback for the New York Giants due to Jackson Dart having a concussion. It's officially fallen apart in New York. Brian Daboll fired. I'm kind of off the anti fire the head coach, play the team play. I said that earlier this year and it paid off. Yeah, I just think that the Packers offense needs to get going here. I know they've had several injuries, Tucker Kraft, and who knows if Romeo Dobbs is going to play, but I think all they need to do is just go back to what works. And what works for the Packers, Matt? It's
Run the ball.
Josh Jacobs, man. Just pound the fucking run. Get the hell out of New York. And you got the Vikings on tap next week. Go back to what works. You're hearing whispers that Matt LaFleur's job is on the line, by the way. Did you see that report
Yeah, it's
from
the dumbest
The
report I've
Athletic?
ever fucking seen. There'll be
LaFleur's a
teams
good
trading
coach.
first round picks for Matt LaFleur. These guys are morons.
LaFleur's a good coach, and I think that's going to motivate this team. I like that Micah Parsons is going against an old foe in the New York Giants. I just think that a lot of people are going to be taking the home team here, and I just don't see it. I don't see Jameis Winston going back to his Buccaneers day and really putting up a ton of points here. Give me the Packers -7 here to get back on track.
I don't hate it. If Jackson Dart was playing, I'd be on the Giants. The Dayball thing,
I agree with that. Completely agree with that.
um, this line opened 8.5, and I almost hit it, but I was worried they were going to go to Russ. My hope was they go Winston, but I still don't want to bet it. I haven't seen him. We haven't seen him in a year. So, like, no thanks there. Not going to get involved. What I am going to like in this game is the over. Anytime Jameis Winston plays, what are you getting? You're getting gunslinging. He's going to throw some touchdowns. He's going to throw some picks,
Several picks.
and that's going to support the old over. So that is a side that I strongly lean in this one. Obviously, not a play for me, but Um, yeah, that was one that I'm looking at the moment.
All right, Matt, your first like.
Thank you for sending this. All right. Uh,
How's my penis look?
good, actually, surprising.
Okay.
Thicker than a Snicker. All
Uh,
right, Tuck. Proud of you.
the girth, you know?
Proud of you. Kurt. All right, let me pull this old guy up here. Let's just go in order. Yep, 1 o'clock slate. Cincinnati visiting Pittsburgh. Steelers 5.5 point favorites. And Tuck, I don't just give me the Bengals. Give me these points. This makes is anybody watching Pittsburgh? Like they are not good. I don't know what's going on, but they've looked terrible.
Dude, DK Metcalf, like, what's going on there?
Well, Chargers decided they were going to double him, and that's a smart move. Because why not? He's their only weapon. Like, who else is going to beat you on that team? Now, I understand Cincinnati's defense is atrocious, and we just got to deal with that. But they had the last game they had 2 weeks ago, horrific loss to the Bears, like completely blew that game. Should have won after coming back. You just get nonstop offense from the Bengals and terrible defense from the Bengals. But 5.5 points, I can't get there. This team just beat the Steelers a couple weeks ago in Cincinnati, Thursday Night Football, and in an offensive show from Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco. I think you get a similar game. I don't see what changes. The Steelers don't change their defense. Flacco is peppering targets to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And I think it's more of the same for Cincy. That's how they're going to play. Now, you had Cincinnati's offensive players calling out their defense. Like, that bye couldn't have come at a better time. The thing that I love about this game more than anything, which is that they opened the practice window for Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow, who was supposed to be out until mid-December, they're trying to get back by Thanksgiving. And basically, he's going to come back early if they can get back in this, like win some games. This division is not out. It's open right now. Nobody is like, I mean, the Ravens are coming and they're coming hot. But like at the end of the day, like the fact that they can get their leader back, and yeah, Flacco's played nice, but he's not friggin' Joe Burrow. Let's be honest, right? So like, I think that's going to motivate the Cincinnati team to give their best effort. They want their guy back. They want to take their last chance at this. Do they win the game? Probably not. Do they cover 5.5? I think so. That feels like too many points here. I get it. The Steelers played good at home 2 weeks ago. I still can't get there. Their defense looks awful. They had one good game. It was against Indianapolis. They did play very well. They caused 5 turnovers against the Colts, and they only won that game by 7 points. So I don't think Cincinnati's going to turn the ball over 5 times. I think these teams know each other well enough. I
Mm-hmm.
think we're going to have a closer game here. I'm taking the points. Give me the Bengals plus the 5.5.
So it was a near like for me, and I went off of it because it smelled too much to me. Not to
Yeah.
knock you down, but
No, no, no. It's
something
one of those
just
games. No, it's one of those games like why
hungry.
is this line 5.5? I get that. And
Didn't
they don't
smell
give
right
up
to me.
they don't give away free money in Vegas. I just think they just completely disrespectful to Cincinnati's defense. Like I could give you enough reasons why it's 5.5. Um I, but at the same time, like it can kind of feel like almost like the Rams Niners in a way, where like the Niners, oh, they went in and they beat the Rams on Thursday Night Football in their house, and then all of a sudden the Rams blew doors. But I think it's different. The Rams are playing really well. The Steelers are not. So I can't. I just think it's too much respect for this Steelers team. I'm down on the Steelers like big time down on them right now,
Yeah.
and I just think 5.5 is too many points.
All right, my second like here, Matt. I'm playing to the narrative of like, oh, get a load of these guys in
Mhm.
short-term memory here. And yes, they have issues, absolutely. And I'm looking at the head coach. We have been for years, but I'm gonna back the Buffalo Bills here this week at 5.5 versus the Tampa Bay Bucks. We just saw it last week. We just talked about with Bucky Irving. He's not going to be back this week, and one of the best ways to go against this Buffalo Bills defense is to run the ball. And if they can't do that without Irving and Rashard White just kind of come back down to earth here, I think that the Bills are going to really wake up here after that loss in Miami. One of the worst losses in recent memory with Josh Allen. with it. It was just a complete fucking no show.
Mhm.
And they're gonna come back home. They're gonna be pumped up, and they're gonna send a message to their fan base. And I think they're gonna handily beat the Buccaneers here. Simple as that. Bills -5.5.
Yeah, I lean your way. Tampa to me right now is, I mean, they're good coming off a loss. They're 13-4 in their last 17 ATS, coming off a loss, but this is a different test. Buffalo's also coming off a loss and a disgusting loss, which
Yeah,
kicking myself for not having Miami in the card. I leaned them and
we both said it.
we
Yep.
both said it and didn't bet it. But it was a dead spot for the Bills coming off a huge win against the Chiefs, like they do every year in the regular season, and then they get Miami going down to Miami. So they looked just awful. They won't look that awful this week. I know that I've kind of shit on the Bills and what they've done to Josh Allen, like with his weapons and stuff, but this is a spot where they need it. They'll get it. Buffalo is just a better team than Tampa, and Tampa right now is really banged up. Bills are getting healthier on the defensive side of the ball too, so I think they put their foot down here. They beat Kansas City by a touchdown. They can certainly do that to Tampa on Sunday.
By the way, since the start of the 2023 season, the Bills are 9-0 when playing a home game at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, they don't lose in Buffalo often. It's a tough spot. Plus colder weather. I know it's gonna be a decent enough day, but Tampa coming up to play in the high 40s. Oof. Don't like it.
All right, your second leg, Matt.
All right, buddy. Back to the screenshot here. 4 o'clock slate. Let's go.
What does my penis say?
What's that?
What does my penis say?
Your penis says that I'm taking Seattle plus the 3. And I like this a lot. I got to be honest. This game's going to be absolutely awesome. Two of the better teams in the NFC, and two of the hottest teams in football right now. Both teams come in 7-2 ATS. And rolling really. But I think the difference in this game for me is there's one clear side of the ball that's better than the other, and that's Seattle's defense. I just watched the Rams defense not really slow down. I mean, that box score is going to look a lot different. Mac Jones was moving the ball at will on the Rams defense. And, like I said, couple turnovers in the Rams territory put that game away. And they fell down early after a Juwan Jennings fumble inside the 20. Rams got the ball. The Niners defense couldn't stop the Rams. That's the thing. Seattle's defense will slow down the Rams. I can promise you that. I think, they're not putting 40 up on Seattle. I'll be stunned. Seattle's just, and their offense, by the way, is humming, right? I mean, they're just awesome. Darnold's in a zone right now, as well as Stafford, right? I mean, he's not throwing for 4 touchdowns every game, but they get their run game going. They're in for 200 yards last week, or like 197 or something. Don't have my notes in front of me because nothing's working. But I do know that Seattle's running the ball effectively, like very effective. They're throwing the ball effective, and their defense is just playing lights out. So I think the big advantage in this game is Seattle's defense. I think Seattle can win this game outright. If the Rams do win, close game. These two teams know each other so well over the years. They will be playing a close game here on Sunday. And I'm going to take the dog here because I think Seattle's got a real shot at winning this game. And if they don't win it, I think this could be a 1 or 2 point game in the Rams' favor. So when I get that key number 3, that's when I played it. I don't like this at 2.5. I'm going to say that right now. But I don't think you're going to have to worry because most books have moved to 3 at this point anyways, except for old reliable Johnny Public book in DraftKings laying at 2.5 -120 to the Rams. But I do like Seattle at 3. There's some juice 3.5s out there too. I still like the 3 better than the juice 3.5, so I'll just call that out. If you get a 3.5 -110, that's not going to last long. So be the first person to hit that because it's not going to last.
Yeah, very much looking forward to this matchup. Could be one of the games of the year. Also, let's keep in mind where this game is.
Road. And Seattle's good on the road. I mean, they're 4-0 on the road.
Not just that, Matt. It's just to the point of it's at SoFi Stadium, which opposing teams travel well in terms of their fans.
Yep.
So it wouldn't shock me if the Seattle faithful showed up in a big way.
Yep, this is a big one. This is a big game.
Huge.
For the division, for a lot of things. These two teams are both very, very good, very talented. Oh, one other thing that was on my notes. Something to watch. Devontae Adams left that game late in the fourth quarter, a little back injury. Uh,
He's fine.
I don't think he said he hopes he doesn't miss any time. I wouldn't expect him to miss the game, but if he's not 100%, that could matter. That could matter if he's just down to Puka against that defense. That's not going to help either.
Mm.
So if he's limited in any way,
Yeah, they could just use him in the red zone, maybe.
100%. Well, yeah, but even still, like he's just a weapon that you want. That Stafford is really targeting all over the field,
Right.
specifically in the red zone. But he's really opened it up. You got Puka coming off that injury. He looked okay, but Adams was definitely the main guy last week. The Niners didn't take away Puka, but they attempted to, and Adams ate them alive. So
Yeah.
that's a huge thing.
All right, my third like here. The primetime games, Matt, as we said earlier, have not been working out for me. So, I'm just
Go
gonna
back to it.
keep doing it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep doing it. Well, because why the hell not?
Why not?
Some point it's going to happen. And help me out with the number here, but I'm gonna back Detroit here on the road at +3 in Philly. Philly and Green Bay faced off in what was turned out to be a pretty defensive slug match there and pretty energetic game. It was Monday Night Football, so Eagles coming off a short rest here. Dan Campbell recently took over for the play calling duties for the Lions. And what do? They rush for over 200 yards. Eagles defense, they're ranked 22nd in the NFL against opposing defenses. I think that Campbell's going to pound the run with both Montgomery and Gibbs. Lions, they have lost this year to the Packers and Chiefs on the national level. So I think they realize that, and they're going to get right here on the road in Philly in a potential NFC Championship matchup here. Give me the Lions +3 if it's still available. Couldn't tell you.
2.5 everywhere.
Damn it.
2.5 like literally everywhere.
Damn it.
Uh,
+2.5. Fuck it.
2.5. I'm on the other side.
You know what? You know what? Oh, I shouldn't even update this. I don't know if it's going to blow up on me.
It is working for some.
Lions +2.5.
All right.
I was going to say money line. I think it's worth a money line sprinkle here.
All right. I'm on the other side for my third like.
Wrong.
I'll jump to that game because we're talking about it, but I'm taking Philadelphia -2.5, and I think this is simply put, the Eagles are getting shit on for the way they've looked. But when you look at these two teams, Tucker, what I don't understand is what I do understand is Philly's 7-2. Okay, if you look at their schedule, they've had a gauntlet of a schedule that I had listed out on my notes. So just give me 1 second to pull that up. But they've played some really good teams. Where the Lions, when they play a good defense, they're not so well. Let's start with the Lions because I have that ready to rock and roll. Their schedule, Tuck. Okay, I want you to do me a favor. You tell me. I'm going to list a team. You tell me if they get a good defense. The Packers.
Yeah, ish.
Ish. Okay, they scored 13 points in Green Bay on the opening week. The Bears. No, killed
Definitely
them.
not.
The Ravens.
Let me answer.
Okay, Ravens in week 3.
No.
Smoked them. Cleveland on the road, meaning Cleveland in Detroit.
Yes.
The answer is no. Cleveland's defense is horrendous on the road. You can look this up. Their splits make no
on
sense.
the road. Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. But
in Detroit, that was no. The Bengals.
No.
At Kansas City.
Yes.
17.
Not as good, but yes.
Yeah. Fair. 17 points. Tampa Bay.
Close to the Packers, I'd say. Ish.
Middle of the road-ish. That's how I kind of skewed it. 24 points at home. Monday Night Football. Coming off a loss. Then they had their bye. Home game against Minnesota.
Ish.
24 points. Lost the game. At Washington last week.
No.
So when they play good defenses, they're not scoring these high points. They're getting all their points against these average defenses. Now you have Philadelphia, who is healthy, looking awesome. All these guys came back, held Green Bay in Green Bay to 7 points. So as gross as the offense did look on Monday night, I get it. I see the point of the Eagles, their offense hasn't clicked. What's wrong with them? They're 7-2 at the end of the day. and they're healthier than ever on defense and offense, really. You look at their schedule, they won at Kansas City. They beat the Rams. They won at Tampa. They played a close game and lost against Denver, who's arguably the best defense in the league. They beat that Minnesota team in Minnesota. And then they beat Green Bay in Lambeau last week, where Detroit did not. So, like, for me, just going schedule to schedule, I think Philly's getting knocked for the way they're playing, but their schedule is as hard as anyone in the league right now. They won the Super Bowl last year. They play in that first place schedule, and they're 7-2 through it all. And when the Lions are playing these teams that have anything that's close to a decent defense, they're not doing anything. Now we get Jared Goff in primetime, going to go to Philly, and I'm supposed to bet the Lions. I can't do it here. I took the Eagles. This was close to my best bet. I like the Eagles to cover this number at 2.5. I'm not worried if it got to 3. I'd still be on the Eagles. But so that's just where I know we were talking 3 earlier. If it does get there, I'd be fine at the Eagles -3 personally. I just think this is a team that's been there. They've done it, and they step up against good teams, which is one thing that they've done all season long. They find a way to win these games. I feel like this is a line where a lot of people are going to be on the Lions too, coming off watching the Eagles play Monday night. 10 points against the Packers didn't look great. I think they take advantage. I think Devontae Smith keeps his heater going, and I think the Eagles do plenty on offense on Sunday night, and they do take care of business in this spot.
Just want to note also that Detroit ranks second in the league against opposing running backs.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going against each other there. We haven't done that much this year, but one of us is going to win.
Yeah, we're going to get a win.
Win.
And it's a half-point spread, so it's not a hard number. Someone's winning.
All right, my final like here, and again, I suck on primetime games, but I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah, keep going too.
If
I like
the
it.
Dallas Cowboys can't go on the road on Monday Night Football, coming off a bye week in Las Vegas, where they just picked up 2 key defensive pieces from the trade deadline and cover 3, they're fucked. So I don't think they're fucked. Cowboys -3 to take on the shitbag Raiders. Boom, -3.
Simple as that. I lean the other way in this game. I think Vegas. It's simply for me. I cannot bet Dallas laying a field goal or more against anybody right now. I want to bet Dallas as a dog. It's like that Carolina thing. I want to bet Carolina as a dog. I don't want to take him as a favorite anymore. Like, it's a different role. I hear you. From a talent perspective, Dallas should take care of business in this game. There's no question. But I do have questions. When like, who's covering Brock Bowers? Who's taking care of that? Who does the 2 guys they grabbed, does that change? Like, are they going to stop the run now? Like, can Ashton Genty like do enough to open up that pass game where the Raiders went out and got Tyler Lockett as another option? I know he's not great at this point of his career, but he's still back with Pete Carroll. Like, I just worry that the Raiders can score enough in this game because Dallas's defense isn't there. I want to see it before I actually get there. So no play for me on this one.
Let me just note this. I don't like taking this pick. This is just
you're
like
fading the Raiders and you're taking the Cowboys off a bye. I get it. I can't do it. I think the Raiders can win this
Cowboys
game.
offense versus this Raiders defense.
Yeah,
Like,
I hear you. They should put up points. But we said the same friggin' thing a couple weeks ago against Arizona.
But Arizona's a much better defense than Vegas.
Yeah, fair, I guess. Fair.
And I would say that if they didn't go and pick up Logan Wilson and the defensive Quinnen
Williams, who's awesome, by the way.
Like, if they didn't go out and make those trades, I'm probably not taking this pick. But I feel like they're going to come out rejuvenated off a bye week. Defense is going to look decent or better than they have. And they're going to shut Geno Smith out.
I just can't see. I don't know who's covering Brock Bowers in this guy. I think he's gonna have a game like he did in Jacksonville. So there you go.
Double him. It still might not matter.
I don't think it matters.
Really?
I don't think it matters.
All right, your final like here, Matt.
Yeah, back to the 4 o'clock slate. I jumped the gun there. Where were we talking Lions anyway? I figured we just chat about it. All right, 4 o'clock slate. Another game of the day potential. Chiefs. Broncos, dude, come on. We get Andy Reid coming off a bye, Patrick Mahomes off the bye, Patrick Mahomes off a loss. Short number here. where you kind of want to bet Mahomes. Mahomes, I just told you, Kansas City's my number one ranked power team. Now's the time to put the foot on the gas. Denver probably playing without J.K. Dobbins and Patrick Surtain. Give me the Broncos +4. I love this spot for the Broncos. Actually, I think this is where the Chiefs are facing a 5-5 straight in the face if they lose this game, and that you can kiss the AFC West goodbye, which I think you could probably do anyways at this point. But that's because the Chargers are also good, and the Broncos are playing at 8. They're 8-2. The Broncos have no offense. We just saw that on Thursday night, right? Well, perhaps that was just a look ahead spot, Tuck. Perhaps they came home, flew home from Houston, back to Denver, short week against Vegas, who just went to overtime, kind of had their game of the year, like everything in, got to win this game against the Jags, and still lost on a 2-point conversion. So maybe, just maybe, Denver is looking at this and saying, you know, we got this. We could beat the Raiders. No big deal. And then we also have a long rest. So not a full bye week, but they get 10 days rest. Now they're at home in a game where they play the Chiefs close. They lost on the block field goal like last year when Kansas City was doing their undefeated run. They should have beat them. Now, and then they throw the Week 18 game out because Carson Wentz was playing and Denver smashed them. Like that didn't that doesn't count. Now we got a ball game. And I'm not telling you that Denver's going to win this game, but I am telling you that Denver's going to keep this thing close. 4 points at home feels too many. This is the best Denver team they've had in years. They're also well coached. I think the Broncos get R.J. Harvey going in this. We've seen him start to play better and better as the season's gone on. He has played the 1B role to Dobbins, but they started to mix him in a little bit more, and I think that's going to be beneficial in this game. I think Sean Payton will have something up his sleeve while everybody in the world is going to be on the Chiefs in this game, because everyone in the world is going to say, oh, well, the Chiefs have coming off that loss, Andy Reid off a bye, and all the Denver injuries. Something tells me this game's going to be close, and I'm putting my money, and I have put my money on Denver plus the 4 in this spot. I think Denver has an outright chance to win it. I don't think they're going to win it. This is not like I'm telling you to play their money line or anything like that. I think the Chiefs win. I think the Chiefs win probably by a field goal, and it might be a little tight butthole Sunday, but I think and I believe the Broncos keep this really close because this is a game they want. Believe that. They need to keep winning to play for that 1 seed. They lost to Indy head to head. Indy's 8-2. They're 8-2. Pat's 8-2. Like, it's not going to get easier. Their division's a war. This is an absolute max effort game. And if we get Dobbins or Surtain back, which again, I don't believe they will, but if they do, it's just a benefit for me. I'm comfortable with 4 without them. Their defense is played. I know we mentioned this earlier, but the defense is played well enough without Surtain because they're stacked everywhere else. I think that the one key to this game for the Broncos, Mahomes has looked uncomfortable. His line's not blocking for him the way they have in past years. And with that Denver pass rush, I think they can create some problems, enough problems to keep this close. So give me the Broncos +4 at home.
It seems baity to me to take Broncos, so I stayed away from it, but I was leaning in that direction, and I was probably just overthinking it.
I think it's baity to take the Chiefs because I think everyone and their mother is going to be like off the loss against Buffalo and in the bye, and they're always great off the bye with Reed and Mahomes. Like I can hear it. The average person, I think, is going to be like Kansas City.
But 4? That's a weird number for
too
me.
many points. It's too many points. And like you're looking at my rankings earlier just to call this out. And yes, I had the Chiefs at 7, and I have Denver at 3.5. So you give 2 points to Denver for home field. I make the game 1.5. That feels right. 1.5, 2 feels better to me than
like it.
3.5. So key number off the hook, close game, Broncos +4 for me.
All right, let's get to the rest now, Matt. Near like for me was the Atlanta Falcons hosting the Panthers. Atlanta favored by 3.5 here, and I was going to back the Falcons again this week after they covered last week, but lost in wherever the fuck they played, Germany, against the Colts. Can they lose 4 in a row?
I almost backed the Panthers. In fact, I did bet the Panthers at 3.5. I took them. I think they cover the number. I think Atlanta wins. Just playing a key number of 3.5. I think you see a much more competitive team than what we saw last week. Again, Panthers as a dog. Just their defense is good. Their defense is good, and we have 2 struggling quarterbacks in this game. So you give me the better defense in this. Well, they're both pretty good on defense. Really is just depending on if Atlanta's smart, they'll give the ball to Bijan Robinson or Bijan or whatever his name is this week. Give it to him 25 times, and
Yeah.
enough of the Tyler Algier show.
Even though he has been scoring.
Yeah,
But yeah.
he's like the goal line guy all of a sudden.
But you
So
took the Panthers to cover.
whatever. I took the Panthers to cover. Not a like for the show, but I did take the Panthers.
Texans off a miraculous win versus the Jaguars and a huge comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Taking on the Titans coming off a bye, and Houston favored on the road by 7 points here. Near like for me as well.
With Houston,
Yeah.
I thought I was going to see an under from you in this game. You hit it the last time in a
It
shutout.
was it was close. Now Total Tuck is scared.
Total Tuck scared. Yeah, I get you. I took a shot and played the Titans plus 7.5. In this game, in the chance that Davis Mills plays. I'm not laying. I don't think. I honest to God don't think Davis Mills' mother would lay 7 with him starting on a road
Stroud out
on
again.
the road. And Stroud's concussion was pretty bad. It looked pretty gross. I know he's trying to play this week. If he plays, whatever. Not my favorite bet I've ever had, but still 7.5 off a bye. A team that's I think they can keep this close division game. I think they will score some points, not a ton, but I don't think Houston's going to do much in this game either, regardless of who plays quarterback. So that offense is painful to watch too. It just feels like too many points. So I did take the Titans plus 7.5 at that number, which doesn't exist right now.
Chargers going on the road in Jacksonville. Speaking of Jacksonville, they're not favored. Chargers are favored by 3 here. Travis Hunter out for the year with knee surgery. No real surprise there. He's been out for a couple weeks now. You think Chargers can pull this one off going from west to east coast in a 1 o'clock game? Or no, it's a 4. It is a 1 o'clock game. Excuse me.
I took the Jags plus 3 here. Another game I bet already. Taking the points. The Chargers their travel schedule has been gross. I mean, they were out in Tennessee, they were in L.A., went to Tennessee, back to L.A. Now about flying down to south to Jacksonville, 1 o'clock start. I just think their schedule hasn't done them any justice with the travel. Um, Jags are tough though. They did not make it my card for the show because of this. Like they're tough. Like after blowing that lead, where's their mindset? What I will say is I do think the Chargers are obviously well coached. I think they probably win this game, but I'm just taking the value of plus 3 at home on the dog here. I think the Jaguars keep this close. And the Chargers have not played that well on the road this season. I mean, they beat the Titans by 7 2 weeks ago, like coming a little bit east. I think the Jags are much better than the Titans. And I just think like though this is a game where the Jacksonville defensive line can eat on that Chargers O line that is down 2 tackles, and I think this one could make a difference in this game. They're trying to play more short passing game. I'd advise of that, but I do think with a little bit of time, I don't think he's going to have much time. So if they're not playing that short passing game, I think the Jaguars defense can cause some problems in this game.
Browns 8-point home dogs versus the Ravens here, and I was close to backing them, but this feels like another coach that's got 1 foot out the door here in Kevin Stefanski. So I don't know how the team's going to show up here this week with Cleveland. So that's why I backed off of it.
No play in this game for me. Cleveland historically in the spot is the right side. I just can't bet my money on Dylan Gabriel. I'm convinced right now, definitely I could name 40 quarterbacks in the NFL better than Dylan Gabriel. I think maybe even 50. And I'm not kidding, including Shador Sanders, who's not playing. I refuse to believe that he's not a better quarterback than Dylan Gabriel. And I understand that there's 32 teams in the league, by the way, when I tell you that I can name 50. I'm confident I can name 50. He sucks, and I would not put any money on him.
Marvin Harrison Jr. will not be playing versus the Niners in the road. Niners are going on the road in Arizona. Niners favored by 2.5 here. Matt, take it away with your Niners.
I am not coming on the show and betting the Niners again, but I will say I bet them. I bet them minus 1.5 at the open.
What is it now with the Harrison news?
Well, it moved to 2.5 pretty quick. So it got a good number at 1.5. But Harrison's not moving a line. I don't think. Maybe half point. It's 2.5 or 3 in most spots, and that feels more right to me.
Is it Brock?
It could be.
And that for 6 weeks now.
Yeah, I know, but they're not going to play him until he's 100% healthy. He had that setback against the Jags, and like if they're going to make a run, they need him healthy. They're not going to play him at 80% when Mac Jones has played pretty well. I do think you get Pearsall back this week, though, so
Oh,
that's
you
a
do?
nice one for you. The Niners' defense is where they're going to struggle. This team's going to be a dead not over team to be betting on the second half of the year because they're going to get healthier on offense. As long as they don't lose guys again, and their defense is just going to get. They're young, and they're just going to get. They're going to get lit up by good offenses. I'm not sure this is a spot. If you look at the Niners, they've won and lost every other week. But this, if you also look at their schedule coming up, this next month's important. Um, they have this game against Arizona. Then they have Carolina on Monday Night Football. Then they're at Cleveland. Then they get their bye. They need to win these 3 games. They're a half game behind the Bears for that last playoff spot. I think they can get it because well, we'll talk about that when we get there.
That's it for the rest, right?
Yeah, sure. Feels like it.
Sounds
Feels
like
like it. Yeah, I think so. That's right.
All right, let's get to the best here. Time to bounce back this week. I feel like we've said that a couple times this year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You going to Madrid?
What?
You going to Madrid, Spain for your game?
Oh, is this where that is?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even dawn on me for that. But give me the Dolphins to cover versus the friggin' Commanders, who have turned into a joke franchise again.
That was quick.
2.5. Come on. What are we doing? The Commanders are cooked this year. And how can you not, after seeing that locker room celebration from Miami last week when they had probably one of the best upsets this year with the Buffalo, like they're dancing around in the laundry carts, like they're partying in the locker room. Like, come on. How can you not carry that over to cover versus the Commanders? And by the way, I know the door isn't exactly swung open, but looking at the Dolphins' schedule here,
Yeah. Yes.
it's the playoff door is open a crack for this Miami team. A smidge. They have the Commanders this week. They got the Saints after that at home. Then they go to New York to take on the Jets. They can go on a little bit of a run here. And I think that the Buffalo victory paired with the announcement that McDaniels is staying and the GM is out, that dope GM, Chris Greer, I think his name is, right? He's out. It would not shock me if they went on a little bit of a run here. And I think it started last week with Buffalo, and they can easily cover -2.5 versus the Commanders. Stop. Don't overthink this one. It's square as shit. It makes all the sense of the world.
I'm on the other side.
No, you're not.
I
Stop
am.
it.
I am.
Why?
The Commanders. I
Why?
haven't bet this yet. I haven't bet it yet.
How could
I
you
want to see if we can get a
the
3,
other?
and I think we're going to get a 3.
How?
Um, the look ahead to this game was the Commanders -1.5. Okay, now last week, what happened? The Lions blew out the Commanders. Feel like we kind of expected that. The Dolphins went out and blew out the Bills. We did not expect that. Now, is that worth like 3 points of movement here? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
The reasons that you're saying that you're on Miami, that celebration, they're going nuts. I hate that. That was their Super Bowl in a way. You have Mike McDaniels, who I can't help but love the guy. Drives by a Buffalo Bills bar in Miami and he's just mocking them from the outside in his car. Like that feels a little bit too much here. I don't know if I can get there with Miami. What's their actual mindset now getting on a plane and flying to Spain to play this lifeless Commanders team?
Pound
I
the
think
Commanders.
Mariota's like all right. Like I don't think he's terrible. Their defense is terrible. Lean over. If this gets to 3 though, I might have to be on the Commanders. It just feels like too many points of movement in 1 week. That's all. That's all. I know Miami's the better team right now. There's no question. I'm not debating that. I am a little worried about the way that they were celebrating and where their mindset is flying out there.
I would feel differently and more towards what your impression was of that celebration if their schedule wasn't just cake for the
Yeah,
next.
no, it is
Because again, there is a window of opportunity here now.
for sure, for sure.
They could sneak into the 8th seed. It's not entirely far fetched.
No, 7.
They got a couple primetime games coming up here too.
I don't see it happening though.
They got 9:30 a.m. attention, and then 3 weeks from now they got what's the 15th? Is that Saturday football?
The
What's it?
15th
Yeah, they're taking
is
on
it
the
Monday night.
Steelers
They're playing the Steelers Monday night.
Monday night, and then after that they got the Bengals on Sunday Night Football.
Could be Joe Burrow. I just think that the dangerous thing about Miami right now is that they're playing with house money too now, right? So like, what do they got to lose? So that's kind of a nice thing to be
I
backing them
like that
for.
for
No,
my
no, that's a
side,
good
though.
thing. That's a
Yeah.
good thing. It's not like you know, guys are kind of playing for themselves at this point too. Like, be a little selfish. Go make some money. Like Tua needs to prove that he's a starting NFL quarterback, really, and you can't lose this game to the Commanders if you're going to be a seriously taken team moving into the future. Just can't. Got to win this one.
All right, go ahead, Matt. We turning around this week with you or what?
We're turning around this week. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. All right.
All
All
right.
right. All right.
Jesus.
Chicago going to Minnesota, and I'm taking the home team, taking the favorite, taking the Vikings -3. This Chicago team, Tuck, they I want to be honest. They're 6-3. They right now have this final playoff spot. They've won me a lot of money in a year that has been pretty tough for me. All things on the table. Um, this is not the spot. I think they are actually one of the most overrated 6-3 teams that's ever existed. They would have lost last week if Jackson Dart doesn't get hurt. So thank you, Jackson, for actually taking one for me and allowing Russ to come in and blow that. That was nice of you.
You're welcome.
But dude, like this team started 0-2, okay, and they've now won 6 out of 7. Okay, ready for this? Dallas at home was on the Bears that day. They won. Dallas can't stop anyone. Then they beat Vegas by a point. They won against the Commanders by a point. The first game they had McLaurin out and all the defensive guys out. They won that game by a point. They get Spencer Rattler at home and the Saints. We know what they do. Like, they're gross. Baltimore, they lost to Snoop Huntley, okay, by 14. Then they get the Bengals, obviously without with Joe Flacco and no Joe Burrow, and that horrendous defense. And then they, like I just said about Dart last week, like they haven't beat one good team this season, not one. And now they got to go to Minnesota, who beat them the first game of the year by 3, where they absolutely collapsed at home in a game that we were on Chicago, thinking there's no way they're going to lose this game. With Ben Johnson there, first game, J.J. McCarthy, like, no. I don't see how they stop Minnesota in this game. Keep in mind, Jordan Addison didn't play in that game, and he's been a big piece for this Vikings offense. He's like, I, I don't. The Bears are their defense is not very good. They're very banged up in the secondary, and you got these Minnesota weapons who are going to eat them alive on Sunday. I'm sorry, I don't see how Minnesota doesn't win this game by a touchdown. I've looked at it many different ways. I think Brian Flores will have a good game plan for Caleb. I think he's going to have a couple of turnovers in this game. He looks so inconsistent at times. He's bailing out of the pocket, continuing to do that terrible habit. And like, yeah, he's got athleticism. It helps him sometimes against bad teams, but against good defenses, good luck. Vikings, purple people eaters, -3. Love this game. Best bet of the week. Minnesota Vikings -3.
Yeah, I mean, I was leaning the other way, to be fair, or to be honest, just because the Bears offense looks like they're finally figuring it out. But now that you mentioned their schedule, like, yeah, you're kind of right. They just beat up on bad teams, and
This is the time of year you can look at this stuff because now we're at the second half of the year and you know who's kind of fraudulent. You know who's good. I'm not saying the Bears are totally frauds. I mean, good on them that they're beating those teams because that's what good bad teams do. We've been talking about this, right? Like with the Bears. Like you're not losing to those bad teams. So that means you're better than them. That's what you should be doing at this time. The other thing about Minnesota I didn't mention, this is a must-win game for them. Like their season's on the line here. They can't lose this game. Like they can't. This division's too competitive. They're in last place. They get back to 500 here. They could go on a little bit of a run. They have talent on both sides of the ball. I don't see the Bears sticking in this game. It'll be kind of close first half. I think Minnesota opens it up a little bit in the second half and pulls away.
All right. Hopefully you get back on track here.
Feeling good about this one.
Really good. Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good. Okay.
Not we're not going home improvement here, but but
Oh.
feeling good.
All right. Recap here, because I failed to do so last week, as pointed out by one Matt Donovan.
Oh, someone scrolls to the end for the picks. It's all right. Thanks for the click, Matt. Appreciate you, buddy.
He does listen. He gives me
kidding.
evidence that he listens.
I know he's texting us about
He's
the
driving. And he can't keep track of numbers.
Yeah, I get that. He was listening to the Raheed Shaheed comment. I know he's a loyal listener of the show. We appreciate you, Matt.
Likes Packers -7, Bills -5.5, Lions +3, Cowboys -3. Is that what you're seeing out there? Or is it 3.5?
Mostly 3.5. There are a couple threes though. Take it now.
All right, I'll take 3. Thanks.
I'm kind of mad when Vegas beats them, but that's fine.
Since that franchise, if they lose to Vegas on Monday Night Football, oh boy, look out. Jerry's not going to have that one. Oh, he's going to be pissed. Cincinnati +5.5 for you. Seattle +3. Denver +4. Look at the balls on you taking all these big marquee matchups. Love it out of you. Seattle +3, Denver +4, Philadelphia -2.5 going against me, you prick.
Sorry.
Best bets: Dolphins -2.5, Minnesota -3. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll do it all again next week. Get hammered this weekend, Matt.
Sure will, buddy. Cannot wait. I might. The second she gets in that door, I'm gonna take a Jaeger bomb.
Just have a cooler packed.
I already actually do.
But like put it in front of the front door where she can't
just
get her luggage in the door.
Yeah, put it right. I'm
watch out,
gonna line up coolers in front of the garage.
That's my coolers for this weekend. Because you got it coming. So, all right. Thanks everybody. We'll do it again next week. Bye bye.
See ya.